Three, two, one, live! Hey friends, it's Ernie, the Trader of Futures, with the question of the day. And that question, very important question, very profound question. A lot of people, when they hear this question, they perhaps don't understand what is meant by it, because the word itself has this kind of soft feel. It's not like a hard word like kick-ass. That's a hard word, right? But the word is sovereign. And the question, sovereign. It's, almost sounds French. So anyways, the question in regards to this word is Bitcoin sovereign money? Now, I think what you first of all need to do is understand exactly what sovereign means, because it's not a soft, feel-good word. Like, oh, we're all going to feel good now that we have Bitcoin. No, it's not that at all. So, for instance, when we talk about a sovereign nation, what we're really referring to is the will of the people. That the will of the people is supreme amongst or above everything else that goes on in that nation. Their will is sovereign. It is unimpeachable. It is immutable. It is everything. It is the ultimate power. So when we say that will Bitcoin become sovereign money, what we're really asking is, will Bitcoin become the most powerful money, the de facto standard? Nothing can rise above it. That is exactly what is meant by sovereign money. And I heard this, by Novogratz last week, talk about this, that he expects Bitcoin to be the sovereign money. And he kind of just slips it out because it sounds so soft. Like I said, kind of French. But it isn't. It has impactful meaning. It is kick-ass! It is the ultimate in kick-ass. Kick-ass badass! Gotta turn the heat off. Because if I'm going to get all excited like this, I don't want to start sweating. Sovereignty. You could also say, there are softer versions of it. In this society, we tend to kind of like redefine everything. And for some people, particularly with soy boys, sovereignty might, because they're not really willing to put themselves out there, sovereignty might actually mean, well, it's pretty good. Better than, I guess, these friggin' non-committal bitches. But when we talk of sovereignty, we're talking about the king or the lord. The king has sovereignty over you, you peasant. That's what sovereignty means. Bitcoin is the ultimate in buying power, and you can do anything with it. It's magic money. It's the best. It's sovereign. Dominion over all other currencies. Fiat, otherwise. Those pieces of shit. That's what Bitcoin is. It's sovereign money. So when you think sovereign, think kick-ass. Because that's what they're really saying. So the question I've got is Bitcoin, is Bitcoin's, I can't even say it, is Bitcoin sovereign? That's what I've got to know. Is Bitcoin really all that? That's what I want to know. DWO111 says it's millennial internet money. Well, that kind of couches it a bit. That makes it kind of a niche thing. It's for millennials and it's for internet. And we know that millennials on internet, they are not necessarily a force to be reckoned with. Or are they? Are they defining our current culture? Will their will become sovereign? The millennial will is sovereign amongst all of us. We must bow to the millennials and their Bitcoin. So Chris Corey says, man, I thought you were serious when you said you'd talk about Bitcoin less. Must have been the White Widow talking. Yeah, the White Widow's all gone. What he's referring to is one of the crops. The last time we did White Widow, man, that was about 4 crops ago. Oh, maybe it's your White Widow. I get it. The Pothead says, depends on the individual holding it? So in other words, in some people's hands, it is the best, it is the most powerful thing, it's nuclear. While in other people's hands, it's, bubblegum money. How you doing, Chili Willy? Yeah, I know. I said that I wouldn't talk about Bitcoin. But the truth is, here's the sovereign truth. The will of Ernie. The will of Earn the Burn, the dude. I do believe at some point in the future that some kind of cryptocurrency is going to take hold. Will it be sovereign? I don't know. Will it be put out there by a particular bank or a government? I'm sure, like JP Morgan is talking about this idiotic stablecoin as if JP Morgan now is going to be creating the sovereign money for the world. Fuck that. Fuck you, JP Morgan. Who died and made you king? Who died and made you sovereign? Fuck off. JP Morgan stablecoin. So, is that our future? Like I said, I am definitely of the mindset that sometime in the future we will have cryptocurrencies, plural. That only makes sense. I mean, to say that we're going to have one sovereign money that will trump all, and particularly Bitcoin, when we have a bunch of fucking fucktards that already own 97% of it. 3% of the fucktards out there own 97% of the Bitcoin. Do you really believe that the world is ready to take on the rest of the 3% and divide it up? And then call that sovereign? While those 3% of fucktards are running around as trillionaires? Oh, they don't want... Oh, they want that. They want that. Absolutely. And then there are the second underclass there that has a lot of Bitcoin, and they'll become the billionaires. They want that. And then there's the vast majority of everybody else that has butkus. They're all the serfs, the plebes, the worms, the bugs, the infestation, where the sovereignty will have dominion over them. Yeah, that's what we want. Is the US dollar sovereign money? Well, if you look at my thumbnail on today's video, I have on there a $100 gold certificate. And at one time, I truly believed that the US dollar was sovereign. It had dominion over everything else. And even to this day, One could argue that it is the world reserve currency, which is I guess, a softer version of sovereignty, because we're in competition with the yuan, the Chinese money. Some people would prefer to have that. Mostly the rogue nations, you know, like Iran and I don't think Russia, really. But they would probably be in on that. Cuba would be in on that. Anybody that is a bitch will want to be in on the Chinese money. Everybody else that loves freedom will be in on the U.S. money, but we tend to piss people off because we're asking them to finance all our bullshit, and we're adding all this kind of risk onto our money. The money's getting pretty darn expensive to hold. That's for us. It's expensive for us. It's a boondoggle for all the other people that are financing our debt, because so far we've been pretty darn good at paying it. And as long as we're really good at paying it, and as long as we have a military that can fuck everybody else up, yeah, we're going to have some kind of sovereignty over the rest of the world. This petrodollar or the Chinese yuan, people are overestimating just how strong that is. And they'll have their niche. We'll give them that. We'll give them, yeah, you can deal with all the fucktards in the world. While we deal with the big boys. We have sovereignty over the big boys. BTC is like PayPal and Square. I don't see any difference. Wow. That really takes some imagination, I would have to say. That it's like PayPal or Square, particularly Square. Square is a bitch outfit. Although, what happened with Square earnings recently? You know, Square kicked me off of their system because I mentioned crypto on one of my websites. That's right. They kicked me off and kept, I don't know, like $1,200 and said, fuck off. We'll give it back to you in 90 days. That's what they told me. Fucking Square. Bullshit company. They had earnings recently, and I have a buddy at the pool hall that has invested some, and I know that there are people here that have invested in it. So, Square falls after reporting slower growth and weaker Q1 earnings. Oh, that's what I was predicting. That's exactly what I was predicting. So let's look at SQ. And we want SQ, just SQ. Fucking Yahoo search fucking sucks. And why does my Google Chrome switch to Yahoo? I want the Google search. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it went down big time. Ooh. So I'm going to go in on Tuesday and play pool, and one of the guys there, we'll call him Mark, because that's his name. And he says, so what do you think of Square? And I said, you're going to get fucked. I said, there's one guy that said in my chat or something, said that he bought 11,000 shares. And I said, I think he's going to get fucked too. Fucked right up the ass. Because Square fucking sucks. Now, PayPal's got a pretty good service, but they suck too. They kicked me off, but they took me back with under a different company. As long as I don't mention crypto, I guess. So, in other words, I just don't mention it on my websites that I'm performing. I can do it all I want on YouTube. They don't cross-check like Patreon does. Like Patreon goes out and looks at your entire internet presence and sees how pure and sweet you are. BTC, Bitcoin, will not kick you off ever. Well, that's a good point. So it may not be sovereign, but I'm more or less safe because there's nobody behind it, which is kind of a misnomer too. There are people behind it, but not in a direct way, like a company that's running a service. Andrew Watt, can you run your eyes over Pharmacilio, PCLO, when you get the chance, please, man? That would be awesome. Is this like, have I ever given the impression that this is like a stock technical analysis call-in service? But I'll do it anyways. What the fuck? I've got nothing else better to do but talk about Bitcoin sovereignty. I really don't want to do it, but I'll do it. Why am I doing it? I have no desire to do this. I don't even know what the fucking company does. Obviously a pharmaceutical company, but who the fuck really cares? So I'm looking at it, and I don't know what you think I'm going to discover by just looking at the fucking stock, right? As if, you know, somehow I have this magic set of glasses that can look inside the stock price and tell you that this company is fucking the balls or it's bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. What do you want me to say about it? It dipped, came down. You know, it's gone through a lot of volatility. Well, that's an hourly chart. Can't really. Let's look at a daily chart. It's a new stock on top of it. And it was recently a penny stock. What the fuck? You gotta be shitting me, man. Andrew! No! Oh, it's a weed company. Even so, Andrew, no! All the weed companies are grossly overvalued. Grossly overvalued. I'm not, you know, look, if they're put into an ETF, I might think about trading them. But right now, their volatility, their efficacy, you know, whether or not they're actually going to make it, it's all up in the air. And it's really going to depend on what happens here in the U.S., here. Not in Canada, not out in Eastern Europe somewhere, not over there on the left side of the pond. It all depends on what happens right here in the good old U.S. of A. Because we are the sovereign nation, whether you like it or not. It's the way it is. Sorry if I burst your bubble. It's just it. Our economy is 2-3 times bigger than the next economy. You could take the next 10 biggest economies, and our economy is twice as big as that. All of them together. Yeah, you bet your ass we're the sovereign nation. And as the U.S. goes, so will the rest of the world go. That's just a fact. And it will continue to be that way for a while unless we get like some socialists running the country. And then we'll just become another has-been country. But as long as we have nationalists and patriotism and belief in the U.S. Constitution and representative government and a republic, not a democracy, then yes, we will be kick-ass sovereign. And our will be the sovereign will of the nation and thus the will of the world. Now, I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you the way that fucking thing is. That's it. Bam! Yak says, unfortunately, can't watch you live. Next month, I'm taking the volume profile course. Can't wait. Oh, great. Oh, by the way, if you sign up for the volume profile course right now, right this second, now, today, or actually by this weekend, but I'm saying today, then I will also provide one coaching session. So that's something normally that I charge upwards of $300, where what we can do is we can talk about just about anything. And so you get the course, the live course. You get the on-demand course, which is a, you go online and it has all the references and materials and quizzes and shit like that. And you get a coaching class. But you have to buy it right now. That's what you got to do. I hope they make it lots of regular people get ahead. I hope they make it lots of regular people get ahead. Pothead, what are you smoking, man? What do you think of SSI? Fuck. Shots Potter stock. I have no idea, and I'm telling you, this is not a stock call-in service. You come here to listen to my opinion and the way the market's going to go, what my future outlook is, that sort of thing. You come here for me to fucking talk to you or yell at you because you fucking deserve it, but you're not coming here so that I can be a bitch to you and start telling you all about the stock that you're interested in. So let's just cut that out right now. Stock. All right? If it's a fucking pot stock, I don't give a shit. The only way I'm going to invest in a fucking pot stock is through an ETF. And even that I'm suspect of. Because the whole fucking market is unbelievably, grossly overvalued, and that's an understatement. Now, there are some things that have been, fantastic news that are leading down to something bigger, like the Farm Bill that recently happened here in the U.S., bringing the production of hemp more in the mainstream. But still, the fucking government is putting the screws to everybody even there. Yeah, they passed the bill, but they're not going to make it easy. Because there's still a bunch of dickwads up in, on the regulatory scout that they don't want it to happen because they lose power. The coaching offer is for the live course or the on-demand. Like I said, when you buy the live course, you get the live course in the Q&A, you also get the on-demand course and the coaching. That's the deal. The coaching, the on-demand by itself, that's all you get. You just get the on-demand course, which is a pretty good course. I'm just saying that the other way is a much better value. You spend a little bit more money and you get a shitload more. And I'm constantly updating the on-demand course, by the way. And that updating is actually stuff that I put into the live course. So I'm constantly making the live course better. And of course, when you get the live course too, I provide support. Now this is different from the session. The session is a very definitive time where we spend up to 90 minutes together and talk about your shit. Get you, really oriented on whatever it is that you want to talk about. And then we go on from there. The support is that, look, you can come into my Discord room. You can send me an email. You can give me a call once in a while. That's all fine and good. And I will support you. Lee T, LOL. I don't know what you're fucking laughing at. I don't know that I've said anything that's fucking funny. I mean, this is all serious shit, all this sovereignty bullshit. But it worries me that when you get Novogratz, billionaires, and you've got J.P. Morgan out there thinking that they're going to create the next sovereign money, that anybody would think that, their money, imagine that Bitcoin is somehow going to trump the U.S. dollar. Fuck. SSTI is gunshot detection solutions that help law enforcement officials identify, locate, and deter gun violence, not pot. So? But thank you for the update. I appreciate that. You know, sounds very good. Sounds like a much needed company doing some good out there. I hope they're making a lot of money and they're killing it. They locate and deter gun violence, not pot. Wonder how they do that. Gunshot detection solutions. Okay. Sounds like a very niche business. DIY guy says, or the AI. And DIY guy is referring to the artificial intelligence, the AI setups. That is our neural network alert service. Oh, by the way, I'm starting to work with a couple of introducing brokers. These are futures brokers, and they have tons and tons of clients, and they're all very, very interested in taking our AI setup service and referring their entire client base to it. So we're really looking forward to that. Couldn't happen fast enough, though. We spent 4 or 5 months, building up a small business, very small business. It's only, 85 customers. And but we're doing it slow so that we can, improve the services. We're constantly polling our membership, and from that we hope to even make it better. So then when we go to these introducing brokers, first this one, get that right, go to the next one, we'll grow and grow and grow. It'll be awesome. And let me tell you, the people that are monitoring us on the introducing broker side are really impressed, and it takes a lot to impress these guys because they see a lot of scam operations out there. Am I still offering the trial for the AI, Ernie, or is it over? I've never, ever offered a trial for the AI. Ever. Ever. And never would I. As a matter of fact, it's interesting that you should say that, because the guy at the introducing brokerage that we're being quoted by asked me, do you offer a trial? And I said, no. Ernie, stop selling us stuff. These are like long information infomercials. Fuck you. I don't give a fucking shit. This is my fucking channel. And I spend maybe 5 minutes tops talking about my shit. Why shouldn't I talk about my shit? If you don't like it, fuck off. Really. Man, how do you think it is that I actually can start a business like that? What do you think the fucking purpose of my fucking YouTube channel is? Is it just for me to pour out my heart and give you free fucking information? Is that what you think that I'm here for? Is that what you think I'm here for? To fucking just, here, let me blow you. It's free. No. I am here to make fucking money. This is what I do for a living. I am more than happy to disseminate information and help you guys out. And you can't take a fucking few fucking minutes to listen to my bullshit? That's like the height of arrogance and selfishness. It really is. It's bad. Oh, you'll be a Crown's crypto. Okay, well, go the fuck over there. Who the fuck cares? I watched that guy. He's a fucking dipshit. Wipe up when you're done also. Did I spit on the camera? I'm sorry. But yeah, you fucking disgust me, DIY guy. Really. Ernie needs the money. Who doesn't need the money? But I'll tell you this. I'm my own man. I run my own businesses. This is just one of many. I'm a salesman. Who the fuck that is not in business? Who the fuck that's in business for themselves is not a salesman? I really don't get some of the people here. I don't like you, DIY guy, because you are not in touch with reality. You're just not in touch with reality. How do you think this fucking world works? My God, I mean, how idiotic can you fucking be? You deserve that other guy, Crown's Crypto Cave. Please, and everybody else, go over to Crown's, go check out Crown's Crypto Cave. Yeah, he knows what he's fucking talking about. Please, go there. Go. I want you to go over there. I went over there, already checked it out. High voltage. Do you believe that the sovereign debt, 250 trillion, will ever be settled, or does it go until kingdom come? Well, if you take all, I mean, first of all, that's not all sovereign debt. Sovereign debt. And you can't put it all in just one big pile. Because you would have to then, tally up like all the mortgages and all that other bullshit, and then all the debt for countries and all that other crap. But, at some point, I think that what they'll do is they'll, and it really depends on who is actually in office. So, for instance, if you get the wrong political mindset in office, like some socialists bordering on communists, like the people that are threatening our republic here right now, if you get them in office, there is a good chance that they would run this country into the ground. We would cease to expand. Once we cease to expand, then that debt, see, as long as we're expanding and the debt's expanding, and as long as we're expanding at the same rate or greater, then that debt isn't ultimately a problem. But if you get some fucking socialists in, then we're going to contract. And we're going to continue to contract. And the debt will continue to grow exponentially. That will be a problem. And that's what I think most people are worried about, because they don't trust their politicians. So, yeah, I do believe that the debt thing can go on forever, so long, and this is a big caveat, that you have people in there that are capitalists. As soon as you get a socialist in there, there's the potential that it could totally fuck things up. Totally. And particularly we're particularly volatile to that because we're so big and powerful and so forth. A socialist here could fuck up the whole world. Absolutely. And man, you listen to these guys and girls, mostly women now. They are so fucking ignorant. It's unbelievable. Particularly AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Perhaps one of the most naive people on the face of the planet. What happens if we convert AOC? No, she's finding power in what she's doing. There's no way that she can come back from what she's done. She is finding power in convincing people of her insane ideas that are born of zero experience, zero life experience. And she lies all the time. I'm not saying that other politicians aren't lying, but she's lying about basic stuff, telling you she's going to give everything for free. Everyone gets everything for free. And we live in a utopia. That's fucking evil. It's evil when you can't have a system where people give it to you straight and force tough love down your throat, make you work for it, to tell you that everything's going to be free. Because they want everything to be free, because once you become dependent upon them, they get the power and they never have to give it up. And so she's gone down that road. She's already made the deal with the devil. And that's what it is. Socialism is the deal with the devil. It's evil. It is ultimately evil. So, is there And will Bitcoin have sovereignty over the world's money? I would say only. I don't think that it can have it on its own. I really don't. It would be too volatile to have sovereignty. Because we have so many... See, the problem is, when I said earlier that in order to have a crypto that would work in a global manner, like this is what people are suggesting with Bitcoin, you can't have a centralized governance model. You can't have a governance model that emanates through a centralized source, like the developers and the miners and a few whales. It can't be that way. It has to be a distributed, decentralized republic or federated governance model. That is the only way it would work. So it adjusts and is malleable to the different needs around the globe, which will always be constantly in flux and change. To think that one size fits all for everybody is just idiotic. It can't happen. And it won't happen. If it does, it will break the system eventually. All right. So that's all I've got to say. If you like this show and you like what I have to say, give it a thumbs up. Go down there, hit that, smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Our channel is growing slowly, but it'll start picking up over time. I want you to know that I am not totally against crypto. I'm against the fucking idiots that are pushing it forward right now, thinking that it's now or never. I mean, they're idiots. We can't have these people that are here now be the people who are going to be the arbiters to our future money. And particularly if they think it's going to have sovereignty over us all. Fuck that. So I'm here just to point that out. I'll also be here to point out when I think Bitcoin or some other crypto is going to be an actual good deal. Waiting for that day. Don't know when it's going to come. But it will. Not for a while. Like I said, it's going to be a couple of years. We're going to have a dark period. It's going to be very dark. Very periodic. All right. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit. Thank you for putting up with assholes like DIY Guy. I hope he's gone. We've managed to get rid of most of the other trolls. I've deleted their asses out of here. I am not afraid. I am not afraid to delete a fucking troll for your benefit. And that's the way it goes. If DIY Guy comes back and just keeps on spewing his bullshit, his vomit, he'll be gone too. I don't need that. I mean, is that what you want? Maybe it is. Maybe you do want me to blow up at some people. But that's it. I'll only blow up so often before I blow a gasket on that person and then they're fucking out of here. And that's the way it is. All right. No soy boys here. Only real alpha men. No beta men. Well, thank you very much. Muchly. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you. Maybe I'll do a stream sometime this weekend. Take care, guys. Gals. Bye.